Hello, I'm Lisa Cregan, former equestrian and managing director, head of field leadership, readiness, and acquisition at Morgan Stanley. Welcome to the Climb, Pause, Lift series, which is designed to attract female athletes transitioning from sports to wealth management. The skills, attributes, and experiences you developed as high-level athletes match what it takes to succeed at Morgan Stanley. I invite you to join us. Bring your winning spirit and skills from sports to a dynamic career at Morgan Stanley. Today, I'm joined by Heather McPhie Watanabe. Heather, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Heather's a financial advisor and global sports and entertainment director at Morgan Stanley in Salt Lake City. She's with the Utah High Desert Group. Prior to her career at Morgan Stanley, Heather was a 10-year member of the US Freestyle Ski Team, representing the United States in Vancouver in 2010 and Sochi 2014 Winter Olympic Games. So Heather, you were an incredibly successful freestyle skier. You've skied moguls, which I can't even imagine how hard that is and how painful probably. How did you go about looking for your next passion, and what drew you to becoming a financial advisor?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's something where, I don't think I'm alone in being an athlete who, when I was thinking about moving on from sport, didn't really know what I wanted to do next. I felt kind of lost, honestly. And what I decided was I had watched some people transition from sport before me, and I felt like maybe hang on to the sport longer than made sense. I had promised myself I'd never ski moguls just because I didn't know what else to do. And so when it had run its course for me, I ended up attending a retirement conference that US Ski and Snowboard put on, and I met my now former business partner, who was a financial advisor in Salt Lake City, and I was just drawn to her energy. I hadn't even considered this career path before that day, and even then I just kind of wanted to get to know her and see where that would take me. So she ended up offering me an internship that I needed to graduate from college. I had an unconventional path through college, and the rest is history. So I signed up to do holiday cards, and here I am.
That's amazing. How do you feel your career as an athlete prepared you for a career in wealth management?
The skill sets that I learned as an athlete have been absolutely invaluable. And there's a lot of those skill sets that I actually didn't even know were unique to being an athlete before I was away from my career for a while. Because as athletes, when you're surrounded by a bunch of other individuals who really pursue excellence, you think that that's just table stakes. But what I came to realize is that those skills really are unique in the workplace, and thankfully my now former business partner really noticed that about me. So there's things such as my work ethic, right? I show up and I get the job done, and I'm not willing to leave until I feel like I'm at a good stopping point. Also, I'm very coachable. Athletes are very coachable, and so as long as you trust who you're learning from, I'm willing to take those mistakes and turn them into fail forward, keep learning, keep pushing. And then also, I just have a genuine drive to understand things and pursue excellence. So I think those are a few of the qualities that I obtained by being an elite athlete that I've carried into this industry.
So do you feel now, after almost a decade in the industry, that being a woman gives you an edge as a financial advisor?
Absolutely, and I think that's multifaceted, honestly. So I think, one, there are still not that many female advisors as a percentage of the overall advisor group, and hopefully that'll continue to change. But there's more and more demand from clients to have a female advisor on their team. So in that way, there's such a strong desire and demand to work with women coming from the field. And then also, I think that in general, as women, we tend to be a little bit more empathetic and big picture oriented. So a lot of what I'm doing with clients is helping them think about their money in a more holistic way. What does their money really mean to them? What do they want? What life do they want to live with that money? And I feel like I'm able to hone in on that a little bit more. And that's a real area of strength for women. And then separately, but I think really important, is, at least for me, when I was coming into this industry, I had some preconceived assumptions that this wouldn't be a great industry for me as a woman who did want to have a family. And so thankfully, I ended up having enough informational interviews and digging into that a bit more to realize that it could be a great career path for that. And I have had 2 children since working at Morgan Stanley, And I was so well supported by the firm, by my team, and it's been an amazing career path for a working woman. I'm really driven, career-oriented, and I'm also home for bath time and tuck in, and I feel like a very present mom. So it's a really wonderful career path for women in that regard as well.
What kind of advice would you give to an athlete who's thinking about a career in wealth management?
Yeah, so I think some of my main advice, one would be if you don't know exactly what you want to do, that's okay. Really lean on your support network, reach out for these informational interviews, ask a lot of questions. Also, I think that for a lot of athletes, they were really passionate about what they did in athletics. I certainly was, and I really wanted to be passionate about what I did next. But I think passion comes from a depth of knowledge and understanding in something. Passion grows over time as you learn a profession more. So follow sparks of interest. Just if something draws you at all, go in towards that, dive all in, and then you'll learn. You'll get data points along the way to decide if it's the right fit for you.
So is there any big surprise or any advice you wish you had been given when you first started, or when you were thinking about what to do next?
That's a great question. I really think that for me, some advice that I would have liked to have earlier is, there used to be more of a common saying of fake it until you make it. And I honestly have chosen not to do that very consciously. If I don't know something, I'm willing to be vulnerable in that moment and ask the question, even if it feels like it might be a stupid question, and ask the question and move on. Or even with clients, I'll say, I don't know, but I will get back to you. And the commitment to get back to them built another level of trust. So when I was first getting into this industry, it's so jargon heavy. You are drinking through a fire hose. It's intense. And be okay with being vulnerable and asking the questions.
That's awesome. Heather, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks. Thank you for watching. I'm hoping you'll explore opportunities to transition from your sport to a dynamic career at Morgan Stanley. And I ask you all to embrace my mantra to climb and develop your career, then at every step along the way, pause and lift someone coming behind. Morgan Stanley is a destination firm that welcomes, coaches, and guides all talented individuals to grow and succeed. To learn more, scan the QR code on your screen or go to the web URL. Until next time, I'm Lisa Cregan. Let's change the face of wealth management together.